If you've ever wondered where the U.S. presidential motor yacht Sequoia is, well, I found it. It's here in Deltaville, Virginia at Chesapeake Boat Works. Earlier I talked about a marine railway. Here's an empty railway right in front of us to my right. You can see all of the big I-beams and the timbers, and then the actual railroad track right there. They back that down into the water, float the boat on top of it, tie the boat onto the railway, and then in that little shed way up there, there's a giant winch, about a 5-foot diameter gear that will actually pull the chain and the railway back up onto dry land. That is what they did with the presidential motor yacht Sequoia here. You can see it's shrink wrapped for the winter time, and I will walk to the back of it, to the stern, and again you can see the I-beams and the timbers holding the boat in place on the railway. And let's take a look at the running gear. First thing I'd like you to see is it is a twin engine boat with a full-size keel, and that keel is deeper than the propellers are, so that way if you ground the boat, the propellers will not be damaged. And looking at this old 1933 or older boat, you can see all the wood is shrinking because this boat's been here on the railway for over 1 year. Looking to my left, well, you can see private property, no trespassing. Looking to my left, you can see the strange rudder configuration. And I'm saying it's strange because the original boat, as built in the boatyard, only had one rudder for 2 engines. But somewhere down the line, somebody added 2 more rudders that are structured into the single rudder. These other 2 rudders are somewhat aligned behind the starboard propeller and behind the port propeller. And then, of course, the primary original factory rudder is in line with the keel. Let's walk around a little bit to the port side. You can see the zincs on the rudders, the zinc on the end of the propeller, and these propellers look brand new when they were installed. They're not scratched up or beat up at all. You can see 2 shaft collar zincs there. Then looking a little bit further, you can see that square box. That is actually the cutlass bearing, where the propeller shaft goes from the water through the hull into the interior dry bilge. Let me walk around some of these I-beams. You can see all these blocks that are holding the boat up to keep it from tipping over. And let me walk in here a little bit, and that is the box that holds the cutlass. And in that box you can see a scupper or a pickup. So as the boat goes forward, it pulls water in that area through the cutlass and then out the back of the shaft. So that's how the cutlass is water cooled, irrigated to keep it from overheating. You can see some of these timbers are in pretty rough condition and need attention. You can see some of the caulking is sticking out. Some of the white lead, which is a pipe-like material, is sticking out. And you can see over here where some of the boards have been removed. And I'm assuming over the winter time they stuffed these styrofoam inserts in to keep the interior of the boat warm during the freezing cold climate in the Virginia areas here. I'm just walking up forward. You can see some more of the blocks holding the boat upright. And you can see some of the planks. If you have never owned wooden boats, the wood shrinks as it dries, and it expands as it is floated back into the water again. You can see some more of the caulking is expanded and falling out right there. I'm going to walk forward some more. Mind you, I'm walking in the stones, trying not to trip. As I go forward, you can see the keel, and then the timbers on the I-beams to keep the wood boat from touching the steel I-beams, because the wood themselves would actually act as a cushion. So I'm coming up all the way to the bow, into the shed that holds the motor apparatus, the chain winch that pulls the marine railway up onto land. Look at the size of those chains. So let's go all the way up. This mechanical device here is a little bit more modern and improved compared to the one that's in the other shed next door. This chain winch looks like it's about 2 feet diameter, and the one in the shed next door is about 5 feet in diameter. Let's look back again. You can see the chain going down to the Marine Railway. And there you go. You can see the U.S. Presidential Motor Yacht Sequoia, shrink-wrapped, sitting on a Marine Railway, Chesapeake Boat Works, Deltaville, Virginia. If you want to learn more about classic cruising boats, ask Captain Chris.